Hello! How are we going, guys? I'm on time today. I started well before the minute ticked over. Look, we're getting better. I'm getting more consistent. I can't say getting more consistent when I pushed the video back by a day again. Look, we're we're here anyway. I am a little unwell. I guess I've been a little unwell for a few weeks now. But yeah, so if I sound a little off, that's because my sinuses are slightly blocked. Not so much that I can't breathe, thankfully, but I might be blowing my nose a few times during the stream today. So apologies in advance. But yeah, how are we going? By the way, Silver, I'm looking at your texture compound right now. It looks so cool. I really like how inconsistent the texture is. How it has like larger, smoother chunks and really small, fine grit as well. It's really neat. I like it a lot. Nice work. Yeah, what are we doing today? Today's probably going to be a shorter stream, just because I don't have a huge amount to do on these dudes, but I still want to see if we can execute it to a relatively high level. So goal is we're going to be doing the finishing the bases for the brain bugs. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so it'll be, I reckon what we might do, I might scrape up this section of brown here and just apply the bone across there so that I have more room to work with. Because I feel like I might want to try freehanding some discoloration on the green after I put the green over the bone color. Because essentially we're gonna go like green swamp texture, and then I'm gonna like, I'm not sure if it's gonna be like more swamp or more like toxic acid. We'll play it by ear, or play it by eye, I guess. But yeah, I guess we'll experiment on the little dudes first, and then go from there. But yeah, like I said, probably going to be a shorter stream. I would expect it to probably be around 2 hours or so, rather than the usual 4 to 6. Just because that way I have plenty of time to get these all out of the way, and then get it all put together in a nice video to upload for you guys tomorrow morning. But yeah, for anyone in the US, have you guys managed to, or whoever's managed to make it here, have you guys managed to avoid the worst of the hurricane and subsequent storm? Because I imagine there are probably a few people who haven't been able to make it here because they've lost power or that sort of thing. I think I saw something yesterday, it was like 2 or 4 million houses without power, something insane. You managed to keep power. You're okay. Yeah. Were you guys close enough to like to catch any of the storm, or are you guys more like north and west coast sort of areas? What do I like most about Tyranids army-wise in lore? Um, yeah, we thought we were gonna have to. You thought you were gonna have some heavy rain, but didn't get any at all. Right. Well, I mean, that's nice that you managed to avoid the worst of it. Got a lot of rain. Right. Yeah. Favorite things about Tyranids army. Well, okay, so army wise, or sorry, in terms of gameplay wise, I don't play the game. But I don't know. I think it's just the aesthetics. They're just so like, it's just so cool. Like, when I was when I was younger, I grew up on like I played Halo. Combat Evolved was one of my first games, so the Flood were just very very cool to me. But also, I think my very first exposure to 40k was Dawn of War 2, and then after that I actually went back and played Dawn of War 1. And so for me, it was like the big enemy for Warhammer has just always been the Tyranids. And so it was just like, I don't know, I just always seen them as like these really cool beasties. But yeah, I like that they're like the the concept of just like the unstoppable force. Like any fight with them, there's no winning. There's only avoiding defeat. The hordes, the monsters, the psychic, or the stealth. I really like the Tyranid Psychers. I think that they are very very cool. Like the zoanthropes and the neurothropes and all that sort of thing. They're really cool. I like I guess the whole thing, like the whole synaptic connection is just such a cool concept, where it's like you've got the big bastards that control the little dudes, and you kill the leader, and the masses scatter. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna scrape up this this section here. The Norn emissary is very cool, and the thing is, it has that whole like psychic thing as well, and like the synaptic connection, just on like the next level. Hey, looks like we should be able to get this relatively smooth. The Swarmlord, the Swarmlord I'm not as huge of a fan of. I think I just really like the Zoanthropes. Like, they're just really cool. Like these floating worm dudes that just explode you. Like in the I think, was it the animated trailer for, was it just the trailer for Leviathan? Where it's like the Ultramarines just getting fucked up by all the new or by all the new edition Tyranids. Where it's just like you see this librarian just get fucking nuked by his own throat. Like that shit is so funny. It was very satisfying seeing Ultramarines just getting fucking ruined. Space Marine 2 Zoanthropes. They are incredibly annoying in the game. I hate them. They're just these floating bastards that just... They take so much damage. You have to shoot them so much to bring them down. The Leviathan trailer had a Terminator librarian get killed by Frank. Yeah. Oh, was it Frank or was it a regular Zoanthrope? I don't think it was Frank, was it? But then there was also the bit where the Winged Hive Tyrant just ripped the a different Terminator in half, which was crazy. And I know that a lot of like I saw in the comment section, Space Marine fanboys were like, they were very unhappy that a Terminator was getting ripped in half by a Hive Tyrant like it was nothing. It was a Neurotyrant? Okay. Well, I guess it must have been because they were showing off the new Leviathan models. The way it just ignored the machine gun is so cool. Yeah, where he's just like laying into its chest and it just doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, for me, like, that trailer is what Warhammer is meant to be. Like, that is what 40k should be. Just everything is fucked. It shouldn't be like a Space Marine wankfest where the Space Marines are just like destroying everything and like just fucking everything up. It should be the Space Marines are just getting the Space Marines are the best humanity has to offer, and they are getting fucked up. That is what Warhammer should be. Need Tyranid Shrikes back. What are Shrikes? Winged Warriors, right, okay. I reckon we'll let this dry. And let's start experimenting on our little bases. Well, on our little dudes. See what kind of effect we can get. I'll get my shitty brush that I was using yesterday. Just because I'm going to use a bit more texture paint. Just going to thin it down so I can apply it to the bottoms of the rocks that these dudes are attached to. In fact, what I might do is I might just pop these dudes off the just pop them off their bases so that I can work on them. The Terminator spent centuries of war and suffering just to wear an old ass fridge they can't even replace, and it can refund seconds, and it was just born yesterday. Yeah, it's quite good. Thought we'd get them back when we got winged Prime. Prime's not upgraded more. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, but in regards to that F-15, that's what I love about, like, that's what makes Warhammer so fucking cool, or specifically 40k. That's what makes 40k so cool, is just how unfair it is. Like, it should not be a contest of, this guy's been alive for hundreds of years and he's got all this experience, he should win this easy peasy. It should be like the whole point is it's just not fair. This guy has put in so much work, and then this brainless fucking drone that was born yesterday has just one-shot him. The Space Marines are great, but the numbers of the Tyranids are just too great. The Space Marine 2 shows how the guards need to help fill the gaps, and just aren't enough. Yeah, I really like how the I love the guard in Space Marine 2. Just seeing like how many of them there are, and you like I like that you can feel it as well. Like there are some segments where you will like when you're playing, you'll go out onto the field and just get absolutely fucking swarmed by warriors and shit. But you've got a bunch of guard that are like behind the barricades near you, like shooting their laser pointers at them. And the other day I was actually like this. I was like, oh fuck, because they were like, it sent like 10 warriors at us at once or something, but the guard were helping kill them. And afterwards I was like, man, this would have been fucked if we didn't have the Imperial Guard there to shoot them. It's like, it's really nice. It makes you appreciate them. The Necrons are too advanced. They can't be killed permanently. The Orcs too happy. Yeah, the Necron. Look, Theodore, I know you love Tyranids, but Necrons are my they are my favorite Xeno faction. They are my favorite villainous faction. They are just so cool. The Tau have anime plot armor. The Tau are just they're just too small for anyone to care about. It's just not worth going to war with them because you get nothing out of it. The Tau are just chilling in their own corner, just hoping no one notices them. Like, they're just in the corner, just beating the, like smacking away the Orcs and Tyranids where they can and hoping that no one else notices them. Guys, you're gonna head out? You have a splitting headache? Righto, thanks for popping in, Silver. Hope it starts to feel better. But yeah, nice work on the texture paint. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Okay, now for this, I think the way we want to do this is darker. So there are two contrast paints that we're gonna use for it. I think I have lots of other greens that I can work with. Where are we? I think I'm gonna use the War Flesh to actually paint little bits of darker stuff on it. You know, Dantiok could have been responsible for the existence of the Tyranids by overloading the Pharos device. Is this when he is this the beacon? Dantiok, is he the loyal Iron Warrior, is it? Yeah, I've heard about that. You like the lighter green? Yeah, I think what we'll probably do is I think we'll use a mixture of these, like a combination of these. Next man might just have to send me a free sample to try for myself. But as awesome as that would be, I don't force yourself to, because I know shipping to Australia is an absolute fuck. Like, or if you want to send it to me, just let me know and I can help. I can help shout the costs. Just trying to knock this this lump of white down off the bottom. What would you recommend you buy for a starting Tyranid army, brand new to 40k? I know that the starter kit gives you a combination of the new Tyranid models and some Space Marine models. And I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but it might come with some starter paints as well. So if you've got nothing, I think the starter kit is a pretty cost-effective way of getting into it. But if you just wanted to try a couple of models, I'm not sure what the cheapest models would be for just like a start, like one box of Tyranids if you just want to try it out without dropping like a heap of money. the starter set is the best. It's the most cost effective, I would imagine. But if you like, the starter set would probably be more expensive than just buying any individual set of tyranids. But yeah, if you just want to give something a shot, then you might be better off just going for like a singular box of termagants or something like that. Or a couple of hormagaunts. Your local store has like every paint, so you might just get a couple of hormagaunts to paint and try it out. Oh yeah, like yeah, you could just get a couple. Could just get a single box of hormagaunts and then just paint it in store. See how you like it. Okay. So, how are we gonna do this? I'm thinking maybe what we can do, we can start with the let's start with the really bright green. And I think what I want to do is so make this all really bright, and then it's always easier to go darker if you want to go darker. And then I think I want to come in and freehand a couple of little like darker bubbles and stuff. What's the hardest Tyranid to paint in my experience? I haven't painted a lot of Tyranids, if I'm being perfectly honest. The only Tyranids that I've painted are termagants and then these guys. And I would say, honestly, as far as painting 40k goes in general, I would say that Tyranids are the easiest faction that I have painted. They are just really straightforward, and since they're organic and like have lots of nice round shapes and there's lots of flesh and stuff, you don't need to worry yourself about being really precise, because organic things are not perfect, so you can get away with having relatively uneven textures like what I've got on the tail here, and it looks fine. It looks really good. So I'd say just don't worry too much about Tyranids, just enjoy the process while you're painting them. Okay, yeah, I think this will be quite good for the swamp. Oh, and I can pull it away from the edges and I get this this really light color, which is quite nice. Fun, but the characters with big swords can be hard. I see. Yeah, I haven't done any of the ones with swords yet, so I can't comment on that front, but I'll take your word for it. But I do like that there's enough variation in the Tyranid models that you can learn all different sorts of techniques with them. Like, and you can try all different sorts of stuff and just have a great time sort of learning new ways to paint. Like, I learned how to do slap chop with Tyranids, and I really like using it. It's just, I pretty much exclusively use it on Tyranids because it just works really well with them. I think what I'll do, I might dry brush some, like, just very lightly dry brush some bone color over the mud here, just to pick out some details on it. Might not bother with one of my my good dry brushes and instead just use a shitty brush like this. Zara said you can sell the Space Marines and only spend like a total of $60. Yeah, but I can understand the like hesitancy just of wanting to sell minis because it's just a bit of a pain sometimes. Sometimes you just want to buy things and just have them out of the box ready to use and just not worry about any extra procedure. Okay, now I'm just sort of not worrying too much about how this looks. I'm just trying to pick out little bits here and there just to give the rock a bit more depth. And it's not quite coming out as a proper dry brush, but I don't mind too much. It's just, I just want to make it look less like a single blob. I might just stipple bits on actually only along the areas that I want to pick out. That might be a better way of going about it with this brush. Yeah, honestly, I reckon that's a better way of doing it. Because I don't need it to be too crazy, I just want it to have a bit of variation on that surface. Hello, hey Chaos, how you going? Okay, so we'll do, so we need to remember, this is for the, actually I guess it doesn't matter which one goes on which base, because they have the same fitting anyway. You good? You went to a funeral, cried, then ate food, just now got back to your hotel? Righto, you doing okay, mate? Because I know that, like, the atmosphere at funerals can be crushing. You doing good now? Been gone since 11? Yeah, it's good just to get back to wherever you're staying and just chill for a bit when you've been out that long. Yeah, you doing good? Righto. So, I think we've done that. I think I might try one more coat of this green on a like just on the deeper areas of the swamp. So around here, just darken it up a little bit. I'm almost at 440. I know I should be happy about this, but I'm nowhere near finishing that damn night. And then I'm gonna have to start another big project for 500 when we get there. Damn it. No, that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Hey, Francois, how you going today? You managed to avoid the storm, or you catch a little bit of it? Do the non for 500. Theodore, unfortunately, I already have a shitload of large models that are in my room right now, like new in box that I just haven't touched yet. Like, I've got a Helldrake, a Forge Fiend, a Lord of Change. I've got Magnus, or third party Magnus. Like, there's so many really cool models that I want to do that I just haven't gotten around to. Now, sorry, repeating, but which Loyal Space Marine would likely turn traitor in chaos for a reason or no reason? I feel like a lot of people would like be quick to say Dark Angels, but I think Dark Angels would be one of the last chapters to actually turn traitorous. Dang, 70,000 Suns model. I am a Thousand Suns lover. I'm a Thousand Suns enjoyer. They are my boys. Yeah, I'm not sure which Loyalist Space Marine chapter would be the most likely to fall. Are we talking like an original Legion or like a chapter specifically? Just up from a nap, but good. No storm here and the gloriously beautiful fall day. Nice. It's Ultramarines. I mean... Look. There's no chance it would be Ultramarines. They wear blue armor. That means they are immune to anything bad happening to them. And Robot Girly Man is alive again, so they have become immune to all wrongdoing and all bad effects. I mean, they already were immune to all that, but now they've got like double immunity. Girly Man is actually Alfarius. Probably. Boo. How you going, Sunju? There goes the progress. Yeah, it's going. I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but it's probably going to be a shorter one today, like probably in the range of 2 hours-ish. Just because there's not a huge amount left to do today. And I want to have plenty of time just to make sure I can get all of this edited together nicely for a video to put out for you guys tomorrow morning. All good. Think you figured out how to do the cutting of the tyranids? Oh yeah? What have you gone with? Think it's a big stretch, but Space Wolves? Ooh, actually, maybe. Still think it's Blood Angels. The red thirst causes them to fall to the Blood God Corn. You woke up just for 2 hours of stream. Look, it's still like a 2-hour long like TV show you got. This is free entertainment. Look, it might end up going longer. You don't know how long it might take for me to figure out how to do things. I'm estimating how long it will take for me to figure out how to do what I want to do. Movie. This doesn't quite have the budget of a movie. Went with contrast for the paint for the base, dry brush for the highlight color, then contrast paint and medium, then streaking highlight thing for the highlight color, contrast and highlight color. Oh, cool. Yeah, movie length. Okay, so I'm thinking, because I've seen people do this for lava bases, and I think it would look quite good on a swamp base as well. I think, yeah, so I've seen people do this for lava bases, and I think it would look quite good for a toxic swamp, which is like, just sort of a little bit of freehanding. Although, I think that might be a bit thick. I think I want the paint to be a little bit thinner when I do this. I don't want it to be so opaque. The only video I see is a vlog of me going into town to buy 3 more nights so I can have one of each Chaos God. Chill. That's not happening. I will not let that happen. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out, which is why we're testing it out on the on the bases of the little dudes first. Three more Questoros and I'll almost have an army. Five more Lancer Knights and I've sorted. You get 6 Norn. Guys, I have so many minis that I haven't painted as it is. I cannot get more. I thought we'd finally gotten away from this, from the temptations. Inflation hasn't gone away. Neither of these unpainted minis in my room, Francois. They're still there. You say paint my brain gaunts after this, not this stream. The issue is I've I've still got so many other minis I want to paint. I've got this knight to finish. I've got I've got a Kitbash Armin that I'm working on the back burner. I've got these dudes that I'm doing right now. I've got a Lord of Change that I want to do once the knight is done. I've got Skaven. I've got Thousand Suns. I've got more Necrons. Like, it's never ending. Good things the ones I currently have are safe from inflation. Skaven, yes, yes. I do want to do the Skaven. What am I planning for October? I am not getting orcs in October. the orcs will remain in the vault. Sorry about that. Yeah, still a bit unwell. What am I planning for November? What am I getting for Titan Tuesday? I'm not liking the way these naming conventions are going. Some of them sound a lot more expensive than the others. Okay. I don't know if this is really giving the effect that I was hoping for. like it might end up okay. We'll finish this base with it, and we'll see how it goes. Knights are technically Titans. Sigmar Saturday and Skaven. No, maybe it's Skaven Sunday. Yeah. Warhammer Wednesday, I buy the copyright to Warhammer. Jesus. What am I getting for Tau Thursday? Ooh. I like Tau Tuesday, Tau Thursday. Gotta go to bed. Bye. Thanks for hopping by, Theodore. Catch you later, mate. Yeah, if there are any models that I would like to buy, like, currently, I think it would be just like a couple of Tau models to do, because I haven't done Tau in so long. What am I getting for Forge World Friday? Fuck. No, just because I haven't done Tau in so long, and I haven't got any Tau models at my disposal to paint. Else no one likes space copies. We're trying to get 1k subs. Oh, true. Yeah, nobody does like Tau. Like, I like the Tau, but they're just not popular. Just sad. Well, actually, you would be surprised. In the videos that back when I was in Japan and I was only uploading videos, like my broadside battlesuit got a lot of attention, which was surprising. Don't forget about Monday Marines. Nah, yuck. Ugh. I would say that Tau have more of a following than Knights. I've seen more Tau content than Knight content. How about Monday Mauler Fiends? Or like Space Hindus when you consider they have a caste system. Yeah, I like the they are definitely not communist. There is no no equality there. Like they do have the whole thing of like the benefits of the many outweigh the benefits of the few. So that's more of a communist sort of thing. But yeah, like I'm not a Tau Empire kind of guy. I'm a Farsight Enclaves kind of guy. Because they're just cool. No caste system there. They're just cool guys. And their leader lives for more than 30 years. I'm better off doing free blades and an epic dreadnought setup. That plus troops crazy fun. They don't bring anything but bolters or 50 roll. Commander's Farsight being tempted by the gods to fall. Nah, Farsight is too much of a Giga Chad to fall for that. Like, he's got that demon sword, but brother is just built different. Also, he's a Tau, so he's mostly immune to chaos corruption. His soul is too small. What am I doing to that base? Oh, I don't know, brother. It's not coming along well. It was going to be a lot cooler in my mind, but I have just ruined it. Like, I might just need to start over with this. I was hoping that it would look a lot better, because I've seen people do this sort of thing to volcanic bases. But, it is not coming along the way I was expecting. We'll see how it looks with the mini on top of it. A green wash on top can save it. We'll have a look. We'll see. Learning has occurred. Exactly. It's all that's why we're doing it on the tiny ones first rather than the big ones. So let's put our mini on it, see what that looks like, and then maybe wash it in green afterwards. Hang on, where are we? I think for this one we had him more like this. So that's what he more or less like that. Oops, shit. Yeah, it doesn't look great even with the mini on it. Let's try a green wash. I wanted a rock effect, it would have been better to paint an earthier color. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be a rock effect or more like more like just sort of like, you know how like sludge can settle on the top of swamp water. I was wondering if I could make it more look like that. Where it's like the sludge and it's like splitting apart and you can like see the water underneath. That's more what I was hoping it would come out like. Didn't really work. Green wash over the top. Not really saving it. The issue is still just the pattern. I think the green wash helps a little bit because the color's not as disgusting anymore. In fact, it actually does give it more of the look I was hoping for, where it's like it highlights the splits between it. But I still don't quite think it's what we want. Yeah, I think it's a little better with the green wash over it. So I want to go for a uniform color on a pattern. Think you have a recipe for me? Righto. Well, I guess we'll start by resetting the base. Well, actually, before we reset the base, we'll try it on this one here that is already reset, and then we can come back through and fix that one after the fact. Hit me. What do we think will be able to get the slimy water effect? Because I'm thinking... Actually... Would it just be that my execution of the free-handed shit was just too bad and I need to have, like, more of the green sludge? This one might be a better green to use for it. Actually, this green's probably a bit nicer. Just Buelltan green. I do not have that color. Maybe stippling would be better for a less uniform look. Look good, it's a bit bright. The brighter color, the base, the more it will take away from the model. Yeah, well, I think the that's why I want to get more of a sludgy sort of like sludgy water look, so that I can darken the base a bit. Because there's like, where are we? Mid-tone grey overbrush, middle-tone glaze, carbon green algae spots, brighten algae with the bright green. So basically the idea is we want to have a, yeah, bright green gives more of a radioactive look. Yeah, I was kind of, I think I was sort of midway wanting, I was caught between wanting to do a, like, slimy water and toxic swamp sort of thing. Yeah, chunks of foam for rock also looks great, as long as it looks like a rock. Yeah, I think I'm fine for physical objects on the base now, because I've already added these rocks in, and I want to have the stuff doing around. I want a muddy water with floating clumps of algae. Yeah, it was either that or I wanted to do a lighter green base with bubbles, and then I'd go around the bubbles and lighten the edges of them up. Hang on, where's the ripper that I had experimented on the underside of the base with? Here. Because the super glue, when it set, it did keep its shape surprisingly well. And I think just a little bit, like even just like the little flat bubbles might be good. Because otherwise, what I'm thinking is, for example, I'd have this, and I'd put a couple of tiny spots of super glue, let it dry into little flat spots, And then look at that deformed bubble. We don't look at this one. This one was me trying other shit with PVA glue, and that did not work. I'm more looking at these ones up here. So just tiny, tiny spots that get a little flat bit. And so basically I have it over the lighter green, and then I do a darker green wash over everything, so that only the light green of the super glue part is visible underneath the bubble. And then I darken the edges of the bubble so that we have like a dark room on the bubble and then light green in the middle. Like if I know that this isn't going to look good because it's a lot of other stuff, but like other stuff is there, but have like this sort of effect. Where it like goes around the edge of the bubble. Then it sort of it gives us an edge to darken the recess of. Otherwise, I'm wondering, do you think we could apply a Grelin Earth thinly, let it split, and then go over it? So let it split and then go over it with green washes to give it more of like the cracked, or give it that sort of what I was going for here, where it's like the stuff on the surface sort of splitting. Needs a shade to the rocks, a bit on the black or grey range. Yeah, I think like I need to do something to the brown to make it stand out. The green's too bright, it outshines my brain glow. Yeah, that is an issue. For a swamp. Also, I'm just wondering if we could make it look liquid even when it's not. Shelly's a confusing man. I am. I confuse myself frequently. I'll see if I can articulate or demonstrate what I'm thinking. I'll try it on the underside of this Ripper base again. But this does take a while to dry. I want to do bases to be kind of muted color-wise, not to pull too much focus away unless I do OSL with lava or magic bases. Yeah. Grelin Earth is a bad idea in your opinion? Yeah, I probably won't end up doing it. I'm just interested to see what it would look like. So I'm just testing it out here. Needed a lot thicker than that too. Yeah, it's just going to be like spider cracks here. I think I'm okay. I'll do that bit there, and I'll do a thicker section on a different section, just so that I can get the different levels of cracking. Dude. Should have gone for epoxy waves for real, for real. Yeah. Oh, well. This is what happens when you don't plan things out. Thick looks like a cracked floodplain and drought. Yeah. Gonna try this other green contrast. Just see if I can pull the color back, because this is a more muted green rather than the really vibrant stuff that we put down on there to begin with. So this might be more acceptable. It's a bit more neutral. Do it in splotches, not all over. Whoops. That's unfortunate. Well, what we can do, we can reset this base. We'll reset this one with our bone color. You think the bases look good, just bright? Yeah, I'm gonna reset this one just so we can try again. Wet blend darker color in some spots, add variety to the water. Do dark brown, dark green glaze, mid-tone gray overbrush, dark green glaze, Caliban green, algae spots, highlight algae spots, gloss varnish. I don't know if I want to go that hard. I am happy just to try to search for a relatively simple solution. There has to be a magic fix. Something that makes all my issues go away. It seems like a lot of effort for me to go through for something that I can't envision how it's going to look in the end. Search for simple if I've doomed myself for hours. But once I figure it out, it will then be simple in the future. I will I'm investing in R&D. I'm figuring out the process so that I can do it more easily next time. It'll be it'll be a brown green sludge with grey ripples and floating algae. Yeah, it's just like more an issue of my brain. I'm unable to like envision what that will actually look like with those steps. I am just a little bit stupid. It's one of those situations, once you know the steps, the rest of the bases go quick. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the process of just fucking around and finding out. For me, that's a very that's a very important part of painting. I don't plan shit. I just I enjoy the process of fucking everything up until it works. And then being like, huh, that was easy. After I spent like 3 hours doing everything wrong. So, what would it be like if I just apply some splotches of the brighter green that we had in patches? Am I not stupid just learning how I want it done? Thank you. Yvonne and Leapers basically did everything lightning speed as you practiced on your wing prime, now learning how to do chitin. Think you only do streaks on the backs and legs. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important to figure this shit out. Um, in your opinion, you went super simple with a recipe for swamp water. Um, maybe. Um, I think it's like one of the things is I'm really not confident in my ability to draw algae spots and then highlight them. Like, I'm really bad at highlighting shit that doesn't have body, which is why I really like the idea of doing, I could have went for a rippled water effect instead of a crackled effect as well. Yeah. Um, how would I go about that? Would it be something more like... Hang on. Just wondering. If I get a couple of drops of this... I'm overcomplicating it. I always overcomplicate these things, Francois. I I enjoy making things much harder than they need to be. That's how I keep you watching, because I know that it's it's too painful for you to look away. You need to like struggle to comprehend my thought processes. Rule number 1, know what I want to paint. No, I've already lost. First off, that brush is like 3 sizes too small for any basing project. I was more thinking here. I was trying to see if I could draw some ripple lines, and I didn't want to go too thick for them. I think the color I chose was too similar for how small the brush was. Triple zero, it should be like size 3. Triple zero is 5 sizes too small. Look, I'm running a 2 now. Are you happy? Okay, first attempt at ripples. Don't brush my spots, stipple them. Oh, I was trying for ripples. So I was just seeing how they would come up. Like that. I think it's better than the weird spotty nightmare I had on the other one. Yeah, it's still not great. Let's just finish resetting this base. So it looks like our bone has pretty much dried. Ripples should contrast more, dark green water with light green ripples, or grey ripples. I see. Yeah, that does make sense. We'll let that dry. Now I'm just going to experiment with stippling some spots. Ripples are the reflective, more transparent part of the water. I see. That makes sense. Say grayer for ripples makes most sense when it comes to water. I'll try a light gray. I'll try highlight the edges of those ripples that I just did in Gracia. Or maybe I'll just try go over them. Regular blue water reflects whiter, so imagine swamps to do the same. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. But swamps don't ripple much outside of foreign forces. Yeah, the swamps stop rippling much outside of foreign forces makes sense. What I do, in that case, the ripples maybe would only emanate out from the point where the dude is hovering, because then it's like he's exerting a force down below himself. I think this brush might be a bit large for what I'm trying to do here. But by gloss varnish so it doesn't just look like mud and moss, yeah. I think the gloss varnish is definitely a good idea. At least we'll get a 6-hour stream with the with the triple O sized brush. Look, I'm not trying to cover like large space. One thing you know is you need to buy another set of 36 dice to play Tyranids. Is that like for wound counters or something? Or... No, it's got a Termagant has like 40 odd attacks. I see. Brush those ripples with a large and shitty brush with a ruined feral. Honestly, I think this is okay enough. Can Barb Gaunts can have up to a max of 60? Ah, I see. Where was it? I believe this dude, he originally sat at like this sort of position. You'd say draw the ripples more random and less in line with one another. It's okay enough, but remember I have like 150 Tyranid bases in my possession currently. It's not that many. And the Termagaunts aren't going to be the same sort of setup. The Termagaunts are going to be on more flat ground. There'll be hints of the green shit, but the Termagaunts will be more just mud. Like with like some green shit around the edges, so that won't be as much of like ripples and stuff. Yeah, I'm probably happy with this sort of finish overall. And I have time to hone it as I go towards the big dude. I think for this one, I'll put the shitty... I think we're safe. I don't think I dunked him in any of the contrast paint. We'll, that was scary. I think we'll put the shittier one on this base and do the other base a bit more high effort. Well, I guess a bit cleaner because we won't have the darker streaks on it. There we are. Oh, look at that. That's actually a perfect height. Accidentally worked out quite well there. Cool. How's this coming along? Is this drying nicely? It is. Imagine manually highlighting Tyranid flesh. Poor sods do that. Yeah, that I would not. That would not be me. Let's just get a little bit of our gloss varnish onto that base. Gonna start painting more Nids now. You'll be lurking. Righto. Have fun with that. Hey. So. Do we want to stipple on some darker patches and then do the ripples? I think that might be worthwhile. Just with a brush like this. I think this this brush behaves quite nicely for stippling. The way the ferrules sort of split, or the way the bristles sort of part when you stipple. Painting units is going to be super easy. Sculpting is going to be the hard and tedious part. I am allergic to sculpting. Sculpting has become one of the things I dread the most about modeling, or about doing minis in general. Yeah, I think we let that dry. I think I might have been a bit too consistent with the the placement of those stipples, so I'll just be a bit more regular, build out some of these sections. But let that dry, and then we'll paint in our ripple lines. And I think then we'll be coming along nicely. But yeah, I think I like this idea that we've got going here. So I'm gonna start applying the this green contrast to the base of our big boy. Hanging out on a live stream while pooping is a great joy. Shouldn't miss out. That's awesome. Right, so I hope you're having a great time in there. I hope it is not too uncomfortable for you. Would it be weird if I just started like whispering into the mic right now? Or would you enjoy that? Knowing you, you'd probably enjoy that, you little weirdo. Slaneshi cultist. ASMR pooping. Weird, no, but ASMR pooping noises might be nice. Ooh. ASMR, listen to me paint the porcelain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard those before, and they're usually not quiet. It's usually quite loud and explosive. Hey. So now we get some of our grey. Oop, that just went straight into the ferrule. Whoops, see if we can salvage this before it ruins our brush. I've been in a public toilet. Don't try to pretend you don't know what quiet pooping noises are, like heavy laboured breathing, toilet paper crinkling, etc. I must say, I am a public toilet enthusiast. I think that is some of the best entertainment you can get, like in a public space. It's just when, like, you have, like, you're just minding your own business in the end cubicle, and someone comes running in, like, hits the door of like the adjacent cubicle, the whole like frame shakes, and they're like, oh fuck. And then it's just like instant it's so bad. It's the funniest shit. I love going to public toilets for for that one reason. I feel like the public toilet at my local shopping center is cursed to just get the most insane shit happening in it. Additional confirmation: acquired shells is a poop eater. I don't eat it. I just come on. How do we end up here again? I do not eat poo. I don't. Hey, I think we've figured out what we want to do, though. I'm liking this. I think this is a nice, simple solution. think for this one, it's going to have to sit like this. Favorite part about public toilets is everyone instantly trying to turn into mute ninjas the moment they enter a stall. Look, that's me. I am a silent user of a public toilet, but I I only encounter like the loudest people in the toilets. Like, I think the funniest shit for me recently was I was on break at work. I was minding my own business, shitting in the end stall, and someone, like, no one else in there at the time, someone else walks into the toilets, goes into the store at the opposite end. They're on the phone speaking loudly in Spanish too. So I don't know what they're saying, but they're speaking loudly in Spanish on the phone, and they just start doing the most dastardly shits while they're still talking to someone on the phone. And it's so loud, and they're like speaking over it. It was the strangest experience. It's like, you've got to try not to laugh. Try to push this down into the hole without snapping anything or chipping any paint. Surprisingly difficult. There we are. Yeah, I think these have come out pretty nicely. I don't think they're so bright as to detract from the minis. Man, Agric Earthshade really does take a long time to dry. You like trolling a kind of bathroom? Oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, you're a menace. You're actually a menace. Make it sound like you're shitting a bowling ball. Okay, this is more coming out like what I had hoped to get Don't knock it till I try it. I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of confidence. The only public toilet that I really use is the one at my local shopping center, and I'm always in uniform when I'm there. So it's like, if I do that and then walk out and someone recognizes me, it's game over. There you go. Look how fast the stippling with a larger brush goes. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm stippling, sure, but I'm gonna come back through with the small brush for the lines. Don't you worry. We use brushes that are too small for the job around here. Oh, that one's a bit too thick. Shit. I don't think I can wipe it away, though. I'm gonna try anyway. Okay, I managed to wipe it away without smearing anything. We're safe. And as we head further away from it, we'll make the ripple lines longer. So close to the base, or close to the mini, we'll have shorter ripple lines. And then as we go out, we make them a bit longer. Troll in public bathrooms, you gotta end with a big loud whoa. I don't think I'll be doing that. And so for this bit, I think when I do the ripples, I'll need to have them emanating out from the dude, and then somehow having them bounce off this rock as well, right? So I need to have like... have them starting here and going out, but then also have them sort of bouncing off. Oh shit. Oh shit. You're convinced with as much as it makes you giggle, your public poo brings a smile to the faces of others. It does definitely bring me joy when I hear someone fighting for their life. It also makes me panic sometimes though, like, because when it's real and you hear them fighting for their life, you're like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Hey. I think that's probably good enough. So now we can come back with our gloss varnish. I'll just need to get a little bit more here. If I ever been privy to a human birth, you know the sounds to copy. Give it a try next time I travel. I don't think I'll be doing that. I think someone would call security and or an ambulance if I do that. Looks like acid. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that sort of result. As long as it looks like something, I'm happy. Hey. I just let that sit. And what are we gonna do now? Let's base, or let's do the rims of these dudes. And then, maybe get some dry pigments on the metal pipe. Have Space Marines ever used Tyranid chitin as armor? I don't think so. I think that they are generally pretty averse to that sort of thing. I don't think I don't think that's too popular of an idea. Like even if it were good, I don't think it would be something that they would want to do. Yeah, I love just doing a clean black rim at the end. It's just so nice and smooth, ties everything together really well. Deathwatch have used Xenotech, so why not use Tyranid shells? Yeah, good point, I guess. It's always a little bit of a pain to get the rim nice and smooth without going over the edges and hitting the top face. My boss lieutenant from the Leviathan box has chitin strapped on. But is that armor or is that more like a trophy? You own the model, you tell me. I don't know, I haven't looked at the model. You think I've looked at what the lieutenant looks like? Well, the lieutenant, sorry, because I speak real English. I don't know what the lieutenant looks like. You think I care about Space Marines? Booty Flakes. Hey, Commissar, how you going? Did you manage to avoid the storm? I'll take that as a no. Yeah. It's so satisfying just doing the black rim on the edge of like of the mini's base and it's done. Okay. I'll do the rim on this one, and then I'll actually... I want to experiment around with dry pigments a little bit on the metal pipe. Because I've got some I've got a set of dry pigments that are meant to be like from Vallejo, which are meant to be rust. I have no idea how they work, but I want to play around with it. think I accidentally thinned down the black a little too much for the rim here. So I'll probably need to do 2 or 3 rounds just to get it nice and smooth. Yeah, 1 sec. I'll just need to reload this with some less thinned down black. That's better. Okay, this is coming along quite well. This is the bit where I just need to bring it as close to the top edge of the rim without going over onto the base. Hey. That's the rim for the big boy done. So now we get to play around with some dry pigments before we head off. So, I have zero experience with dry pigments. But this is what we have. So, supposedly, these create rust and corrosion effects. Oh no, did I need to move this. It's gonna be the end of me. Womp womp. Okay, so that was impeccable timing on that one on my end. Holy shit. Okay, I said nothing got dunked in the contrast paint. We're safe. Bet the big boy liked it when I finished his rim. Mate, he loves it when I rim him. And I love rimming. So it's a win-win. But, okay. Yeah, I need to remember where I was at because I nearly just ruined the mini. Okay. So yeah, we've got 4 different pigments in here. There is a little guide they have on the back, but there are 4 pigments here. 2, 3, 4. And they are brown iron oxide, old rust, new rust, and rust. One sec, I'm gonna quickly go fill up my glass of water, and then let's figure this out. Okay. Brown-eyed oxide. I said brown iron oxide. Okay. So, there is a little guide here from the lovely people at Vallejo. um... And so, they say, so you can use it wet or dry. So, for wet use, to make it dry quickly, you can apply it. If I moisten the surface with airbrush thinner, supposedly that makes it dry quicker. But they say, so, to create areas of dark rust, a dry brush with hard fibers is used to rub brown iron oxide on the model. To achieve variety in the colors of oxidization, old rust is applied in a random manner. More recent rust is reproduced with brush strokes of rust pigment. And layers of accumulated lighter rust are achieved by applying new rust to the surface of the model. So they use all four of them together. But they say they use them basically in the order of brown iron oxide, then old rust, then new rust. Let's figure this shit out. So I need a really shitty dry brush for this one. Now I know that my actual really shitty dry brush is like beyond terrible. It's got like super glue has destroyed its bristles. So we might not use that one. We'll see though. It might be viable. I don't know where I've put it though. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This is definitely not viable. I don't really have a lot in the way of brushes with dry bristles outside of that, or stiff bristles outside of that. Like, I guess I could just take one of these brushes. The bristles are pretty firm on this, and at least then they'll be they have a nice spread to them. We'll go with this. So, what they say is, brown iron oxide covering a larger area. Does it? Okay. And I'll probably need to seal it in with a matte varnish at the end. I'm just a bit nervous about getting this on the other parts of the Mini. So maybe I'll hold it like this so that any excess doesn't fall onto the base, but falls off onto my hand. Maybe I should, I know it suggested moistening the surface with airbrush thinner. So maybe we will try that. That might help it adhere. I guess this will help it adhere as well. Okay, we'll get a little bit more of that airbrush thinner. I think the thinner definitely helps it adhere. So we'll just start by basing or base coating it all in the brown iron oxide. I'm liking how this is actually coming out. It's looking quite cool. I think I'll need to come back and redo this because this is very, very thin. Whereas over here, I like how heavy it's looking over here. Not sure if applying the airbrush thinner here is going to loosen what I've already got on there. So I'm just going to stipple it on just so that we can moisten this section again and get more oxide on there. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. This is a fun experience. So we'll do a little bit of thinner on the end here. So next it's just going to be the top of the pipe, and then we can come through with the other figments. I like the way the subtle sheen of the metallic paint underneath is still showing through. I've accidentally gone over the tendrils a little bit, so we'll need to come back and fix that up a bit. There are some tendrils running up this pipe that we want to have very clearly distinct from the metal. I just need to gently blow little bits of loose pigment that fell onto the base away. Okay. And I'll just get with a wet brush. I'll just see if I can wipe pigment off of the tendrils here. So they can stay nice and bright. Yeah, there we are. Hey, let's give another one of these pigments a shot. As they suggest then, to randomly apply the old rust pigment, which is this one here, to get some color variation. First leaper officially done, not counting the base. Nice. And so we'll just put this on its side and just see if I can just dab this on here and there. And I'll just tap the base to get rid of all the loose stuff, because some will be sticking and some won't. And we want to make sure we have a good handle on what's actually stuck there, so that I don't just go through with my matte varnish and just lift everything up with the brush. Okay, but that's looking pretty good. I probably don't need to go too hard on the rest of that pigment. So let's try a tad bit of this lighter one again. We'll just target some of the more prominent areas, we'll apply a little bit of our brush thinner again, or of our airbrush thinner. Just on some bits where we want this to be. So we'll go like around the top rim there. And around that edge there. And there, and just see how that comes along. Gonna upload on the community if anyone wants to give feedback. I'll check it out in just a sec. Yeah, I'm enjoying the process of using dry pigments. It's fun. It's very different from any other stuff that I've done before. It's like dry brushing adjacent. Because it's similar but very different. Never worked with dry pigments before. What's the difference? I don't know how to explain it. It's like, because you're essentially just applying powder. Yeah, it's interesting. I really don't know how to say it. It's odd. It's fun though. This is my first time using them. Do I have isopropyl alcohol? Not on hand. I probably have some somewhere in the house, but I'm thinning it down. What they're suggesting doing is applying a little bit of airbrush thinner to the surface beforehand to make it stick. And then I'm letting it set, and then tapping off excess, and then I'm going to come back through with a matte varnish at the end just to seal it all in. You think about it, the base plate looks like a Rick and Morty portal. Please don't say that. that is the worst appraisal of my of the base I could have possibly hoped for. Rick and Morty from 4 years ago when it was still big. It was good for like a season. It's true though. Just because it's true doesn't make me happy. Wetting powders after application with isopropyl fixes them and prevents them from looking dusty. I see. Yeah, because I was just going to because the yeah, because what they suggested, what the Vallejo instructions suggested was wetting the surface beforehand, or moistening the surface beforehand with their airbrush thinner, which I have, and that seems to have done pretty well to affix it. And so I'm just gonna, and then I've tapped off any excess, and I'm gonna come back through in a second with my or with a matte varnish just to see if I can seal it in. But I like how the pipe has turned out so far. Sometimes dusty is the desired look, but not always. Yeah, I think with a matte varnish, I'll be able to keep the somewhat dusty look. Pipe looks a bit dry for its environment. Or do you think a satin varnish might be better rather than a matte? Ooh, it's getting a bit windy outside, Jesus. I'll start with a matte. A Q-tip with ISO would fix it. Well, I'll give the matte varnish a try. See how it looks. And because I'm pretty sure it's already fixed from the brush thinner, the airbrush thinner. I'll test with this in an inconspicuous spot just to see if it wipes away any of the stuff. So we'll try just on the underside here first. It might be pulling it up. Yeah, no, it is pulling it up. Shit. Okay, yeah, I'll go and get some isopropyl. I'll be back in a second. Because I don't have it on hand, I'll need to scrounge around for a little bit to find it. Just gotta pull up what varnish I can from here. And I guess while that's still wet, I should be able to reapply some of the pigments. Because while that varnish is there, I'll just use it as an adhesive for this pigment. There's our red. Okay. That should be good. So I'll just tap off the excess now. Then blow it out of the base. All right, cool. I'll be back in just a second. Time to find some isopropyl alcohol. Hey, I have returned. I am armed. Okay. Now, the only isopropyl that we had in the house is a very large trigger pack. I'll just need to shoot some into the there we are. Cool. So just dab it on and let it wash over. Oh yeah, capillary action? What do you mean? Just talking about how it like spreads over the surface like that. Yeah, it's quite satisfying. And so would you recommend applying a matte varnish over the top of this as well, now that it's set in, or just leaving it as is? Like, do you think I need to seal it, or it's fine just with this setting it? All right. Just leave it, no need to seal. Cool. Well, in that case, I think we can probably call this done. So we went through a few iterations of figuring it out. This is our shit first attempt at everything. And so this one is the worst, the worst timeline. It's come out all right-ish, but lots of issues. The mini's too dark, the brain doesn't look that great, and the base is a little bit eh. Then we have our second draft, where the mini's marginally better, the brain is a lot better, and the base is okay. The base is decent. And then we have the final thing where I really like the mini. The mini is absolutely fire. The brains look awesome. And the base is sick. Man, I really like the mini. The mini I'm so happy with. The brains on the back, just the glossiness of the brains and everything is so cool. And then we come in and the way the tendrils spread across the base is really nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. So thanks for sticking with me through this, guys. I said it was going to be a 2-hour stream. We made 3 hours. There. But I'm going to call it here. yeah, that's been a lot of fun. Got to experiment around with still kind of looks like poo on the base. I should give it a light dry brush. Maybe. What if I just use some of the pigments I've got here? I check out the leapers. I haven't checked out the leapers. Hang on, I'm actually just gonna see if I can put a bit of the pigments on the base here, just to give it a bit more depth. Just whatever excess pigment I have left on this brush. Yeah, it's a bit better now, I think. It's they got a little bit more depth to them. The mounds of mud. Yeah, I'll check out your leapers now while I remember. Where are we? Oh, really cool. Okay, wow. Hey, the carapace is so vibrant. That is awesome. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, those are very cool leapers. Holy shit. Nice work, Sunji. Wow. But yeah, I'm gonna call it for the day. Been a lot of fun. Learned some stuff. Yeah, played around with pigments. I think we got the toxic bases looking nice. And yeah, I reckon I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for hopping by, guys. Yeah, I will catch you all later. Bye-bye. Not gonna show the rest of us. No, Francois, you could hop on by Sunju's channel, give him a bit of traffic. Well, hang on, I'll see if I can pull it up. If I go channel activity, oh, no, go to channel. Hang on. Yeah, no, I can't figure it out. I'm gonna dip. I'll catch you guys later.